Hello everyone! Welcome to another Let's Play of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. My name is Anna Mardall. I am so excited to get back into this. I had to work at my day job today, and all day I wanted to get back home so badly because Are you laughing? Shh, don't laugh. All day long I wanted to get back home so badly because I wanted to finish this episode and see what happens with Maya. And of course, we want to save her from this trial. In our last episode, if you remember, we pretty much proved that it doesn't make sense for Maya to have killed Dr. Gray. It fits so much better for it to have been Eenie Meenie. But how do we put this? The Eenie argued to the judge that nobody would be so obsessive as to plan revenge for 6 months for someone who caused the death of your sister and caused you to have a massive accident that led to you needing to have surgery and all that sort of thing. Nobody would do that. Not wait 6 months to do that. No. What you do is you would just go ahead and just kill them instantly. You wouldn't plan your revenge for months and months. How ridiculous is that? Well, that's, I think, incredibly weak, right? Because lots of people, well, I won't say lots of people, but there is, shall we say, there is precedent for planning revenge and taking your time and doing it right and not getting caught and things like that. But the judge is, I think we're supposed to see him as like an elderly old guy who is easily swayed, maybe not very canny or likely to question people. So this sort of person that just sort of agrees with whatever the last person speaking said, which we can work with. That's just important for us to always speak last, right? So but what was interesting, and I went to bed thinking about this last night. I thought it was very interesting. What was interesting is that the case was over. The judge dismissed the witness and was ready to declare a sentence. And it was actually our opponent, Franziska von Karma, who opposed that and said no. She wanted us to continue our questioning and to question for as much and as long as we needed, so that our destruction would be complete and we would be thoroughly beaten and she would be as perfect can be. And I found that interesting, and here's why. Manfred von Karma took a lot of pride in his perfect record. Obviously, he was so upset about losing his perfect record that he actually murdered the man who was responsible for pointing out that Manfred was cheating in court, and earning Manfred a demerit on his perfect record. So Manfred was obviously very interested in being perfect, but Manfred was perfect on his own terms. If Manfred had been in court yesterday when the judge said, "Yeah, I'm ready to rule. I'm gonna close this case. Phoenix, you've lost. Von Karma, you've won. Maya is guilty." I think Manfred would have just taken that win and gone with it, and just gone home and been perfectly happy that his record continued to be perfect. Franziska is interesting because she wants to be perfect for her father. She almost kind of has like a father complex in the way that Miles has a father complex, where Miles wanted to grow up and be, just like his dad. Franziska's kind of like that. And she wants to be perfect, not just in terms of a perfect record in court. She also wants to be perfect as in terms of as perfect as possible, especially in her defeat of us. She wants us to present the best case, the strongest case that we could put forward, so that when she beats us, it proves that she's better than us and that we're not as good as she is. Manfred wanted a perfect record. I think Franziska actually wants to be perfect, which is not the same thing. And it doesn't mean she's good. I'm not saying she's a good person. She obviously was willing to hold back evidence that would have exonerated or at least helped Maya's case. She's whipping people in court. Whipping people is bad. Well, let me rephrase. Whipping people without their consent is bad, and that is what she's doing. I am in no way saying that Franziska is a good person, or, oh, we'll be sad she misses her father. That's not what I'm trying to say. I think she's an interesting character because it's not just like a copy paste reskin of Manfred, where, well, we can't use Manfred anymore because he's in prison, so let's just bring this person in, and it's just new Manfred, but with blue hair and boobs. She's actually a different person, and because she's his daughter, and because of this grudge she has against us, it actually motivates her in different ways. And of course, it's going to be her downfall, because instead of taking the win and putting Maya in prison, who Maya helped put her dad behind jail, she was our assistant at the time. So instead of taking the win, humiliating us, and putting Maya in prison, she wanted to be perfect and to beat us at our best, and she won't, and that's her downfall in a way that Manfred wouldn't have gotten caught, which I find very, very interesting, particularly from like a Shakespearean, character flaw kind of way. So, wow, I'm sorry. It's been like 7 minutes, and we've been sitting here looking at this incredibly boring screen while I ramble. I'm so sorry. I'm the worst. Let's go. I'm sorry. Is it really true about my aunt? Oh, right. We didn't warn her going in that we were going to be, that her aunt was the one who framed her, because, how do you warn somebody for that? But yeah, we didn't do that. I'm afraid so, Maya. There is no way Enid could have killed Dr. Gray by herself. And under the circumstances, there's no one else other than your Aunt Morgan. That's terrible. Why would my aunt? Everything is going just as I predicted, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Ah! Miss Von Karma! Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to take revenge on Nick? Nick had nothing to do with what happened to your dad. Well, I don't know that nothing is totally true, but... Don't you have something better to be worrying about? Say, your own situation? Looking down on me, even though we're the same age. Are you done yet? You've caused me enough pain and suffering. Not yet. My goal is to defeat you and let the whole world know of your defeat. Even if you do that, it won't bring your father back. Why whatever. In the meantime, let's bring this match to its conclusion. And then we'll know who the real winner is. I hope that we see her again after this case. I mean, again, she's not a good person. I want to be really clear about that. But I do hope, I mean, she's not the killer. She's not going to prison the way, her dad went to prison. So I actually do hope that maybe we see her in future cases, because she is an interesting enough villain that it would feel like a waste to just lose her entirely. Like, I hope that we keep her. Can we keep her? I hope we keep her. Okay, here we go.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you prove Miss Eenie Meenie had a motive?
Which is such a silly thing to ask. She has a motive. She believes that the doctor killed her sister and caused her to be herself to be in a car accident that greatly hurt and inconvenienced her. So I mean, I've lost my train of thought. Oh, so I mean, obviously, that's a plenty good motive right there. It's certainly more motive than has been given in most of these cases. But we have arbitrarily decided that that's not enough motive for all this. My theory is that, my theory is that Eenie actually is her sister, and that Meanie used the, how shall we say, convenience of the horrible car crash, the disfiguring car crash, to change identities with her sister. Possibly so she wouldn't be held responsible for the deaths of those 12 patients. Though again, even if none of that is true, right, I still think that's plenty of, the sister dead, massive car accident is still plenty of motive. Yes, I believe I can. Eenie Meenie and Dr. Gray have only one point of connection, and that is the car accident 1 year ago. The motive I'm looking for must be there. Like, it's actually weird to me that they keep insisting your sister dying because of this guy is not a good enough motive to kill him. Am I weird that I would consider killing a guy who killed my sister? I'm not saying I would. I just would consider it. I'm not saying I would. Miss Meanie, please testify to this court about your car accident last year. Huh? I thought, you wanted to, ask about my, motive? I, don't see the point in, bringing up the past.
Miss Meanie, if you please.
Okay. I totally don't think it'll do any good, but... Here we go. That was, last year in May. Something really bad had happened at, my sister's clinic around then. And, the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. I was, like, totally pooped, too. So I, like, fell asleep in the passenger seat. I, like, woke up because of a jolt, and, like, it was a sea of flames around me. I, like, opened the door and, like, got away. I wonder what side of the road they drive on in Japanifornia, because I remember in the news article it said she opened the right door, which in America that would be the passenger's seat, but I don't know if that's true in Japan. I have a vague feeling that maybe they drive on the other side of the road in Japan.
I think I've heard of this incident. It was all the talk on the tabloid shows, day after day, last year. Yes, and there was talk about Dr. Gray drugging your sister?
Oh! Those were merely rumors. Totally baseless gossip.
Yes, Mr. Wright, you may question the witness.
Right now, it's impossible to prove that Dr. Gray did in fact drug Miss Meany's sister. Yeah, which means I'll have to work this from another angle. It doesn't matter whether he drugged her or not. It matters whether she thinks he drugged her or not. What he actually did, it does not matter at all to the motive. But fine, whatever. It's a game. Calm down, Anna. Calm down. So, May is probably fine. Let's talk about what happened at your sister's clinic.
That was the malpractice incident where 14 patients died, correct?
Yeah.
That was a short answer. What was the cause of the mistake?
Like, I heard it was because medicines, like, got mixed up. Was that the fault of your sister, Mimi Meanie? Like, no way. Dr. Gray, like, wanted to blame it on my sis? Objection! That incident has nothing to do with our murder here. Really? Because it sounded like we were talking about a motive. Besides, the police report has already documented that it was entirely Mimi Meanie's fault. Which means as far as the real facts are concerned, Mimi Meanie is the one who made the mistake. Interesting. So if the police documented it, it's interesting that Gray still wanted a medium to sign a confession. But that's all the more reason for her to want to switch identities with her sister, who hadn't recently accidentally murdered anyone. So but like, it really wasn't my sis. Alright, let's talk about the night of the accident. She was totally tired. You mean exhausted? Like, she had to talk to the police and, like, was being investigated, like, every day. It was, like, a totally terrible situation. It's no wonder, then, that the car accident happened, huh? Why didn't you ask to switch places with her? Huh? Like, what are you talking about? I mean, switch drivers. If your sister was so tired, you should have switched with her.
True.
But, like, I don't, like, have a driver's license? This is news to me. I was not aware you didn't have a license, Miss Meanie.
Miss Meanie, please amend your testimony.
Like, okay. Where is it? Where is the... There we are. Because we have a license photo!
Objection!
Ms. Meany, that was a poor lie just now. Like, what do you mean?
I know you had a license back then. This is a photo you took for the express purpose of getting a driver's license. What is the meaning of this, Miss Meany?
That's right. I had, like, a license. But I didn't get it until after the accident.
No, you had it. You had it at the time of the accident. Director Hoti, or the guy pretending to be him anyway, said so.
What are you talking about? That perverted fake clinic doctor?
Yes, the perverted fake clinic director.
And how did you... Ow! No one cares. Witness, when did you receive your driver's license? Like, last November.
What? November.
The accident happened last May. That's half a year lapse in time, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What the? That's what happened, Mr. Wright. At the time of the accident, Miss Meany did not have a driver's license.
Ow! Cry, and my whip will accommodate.
Anyway, without a license, the witness and her sister could not have switched drivers.
I'm, like, glad you get it, but, like, even if I had my license, I, like, don't think my sister would have, like, let me drive. Ow! Don't just stand there humming to yourself. Not you too, Maya! With the whip and the pain and the ow!
Miss Meany, why do you think you would not have been allowed to drive anyway?
That's because...
I think this situation calls for a more detailed testimony. Miss Meany, if you please.
Like, how annoying. Oops, like, sorry. Didn't mean to be mean. Like, around that time, I was, like, really close to getting my license. My sis was, like, this totally big fan of cars and, like, really valued them. She, like, had just gotten this really shiny, bright red sports car. She, like, would say things like, no way am I letting a noob drive my car. So, like, that's why I ended up in the passenger seat that night, too.
I see. A bright red car for sports.
A bright red car for sports. That's not what a sports car is, baby.
Now then, the defense may question the witness. I'm not terribly knowledgeable about cars, but why on earth would they tell us this? She bought a new car.
Is that to prove that she killed herself because she wouldn't have wrecked her new car on purpose?
It was a new car.
Yeah. She had, like, just gotten it. It was, like, from the UK.
The UK? Were those her boyfriend's initials?
It was a really special model. She waited a whole year for it to arrive. I guess her love of cars would be the obvious next topic. I really don't know anything about cars, but I have a feeling this is bound to come up. Your Honor, please have the witness append what she just said to her testimony.
You mean the part about it being a special import car?
Yes!
Well, if you like cars that much then.
That's not my point!
Miss Meanie, could you please fix your testimony?
Sure, whatever.
Oh, they anticipated my question about what side of the road they travel on in Japanifornia. Because it doesn't matter. The car is from England, where they drive on the opposite side from the US. So if we go to the thing, was it this one? I was like totally tired and I dropped off to sleep. There was this crash and I woke up in a huge sea of flames. Wow, it's almost verbatim. I was like still half asleep, but I opened the right door and got out. The right door. Okay, this has got to be it. I don't know why else they would tell us this. Miss Meanie, do you remember this article? It's an article about the accident. You had said this in it, but I opened the right door and, like, got out. That's correct, isn't it?
Why are you suddenly asking me about that?
Your Honor, which side is the passenger seat, the left or the right? Well, it's on the right side, of course, because the driver's on the left side. That would be if it were an American car. But it would be the opposite in a British car. Opposite. The two of them were riding in a British car. In that case, the passenger side would be the left side. What do you mean by this? Miss Meanie, you said you escaped using the right side door of the car. But if you were sitting there, then that means you were in the driver's seat. Order in the court.
Mr. Phoenix Wright is blabbering nonsense again. Edie said the person who was driving was her older sister, Mimi Meaty.
That is what Edie said, yes, but this is where her story falls apart. Somewhere, all of us made a big error in our assumptions. Phoenix, it looks like you've finally found the real root of this murder. If we connect all the dots, there can be only one answer. I'd like to ask the court a question. Edie or Mimi, who was really driving that night? I'm gonna say Mimi was driving. The answer is the one person who had her driver's license, Mimi. After all, that makes her the only person who could legally drive. Oh, so we're saying that was true and not a lie? But you just said the witness, Miss Eenie Meenie, was the one in the driver's seat. Which leads us to the next question. The next question? Who is the person standing at the witness stand right now?
What sort of idiotic ruse is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This witness's name is...
I'll tell you what her name really is. This witness's real name is... Oh, we have to do it ourselves. There she is. Okay, press it very carefully. Take that! Mimi Meanie. That is your real name.
Of all the foolish dribble! Then how do you explain her appearance?
This witness had severe facial burns when she was admitted into the hospital. So for the purpose of facial reconstruction, the surgeons used a picture.
Facial reconstruction surgery?
This is the picture she gave her doctors at the time. That's right. It's a picture of her younger sister. But Mimi Meanie, she died in the car accident. That's what everyone thought. However, that was not the case.
The body they found at the crash site.
That was the body of the real Eenie Meenie. I guess we didn't do dental records? But why would you, if you've got a witness saying, my sister, I mean, why would you do that? Isn't that right, Miss Meenie Meenie? She looks mad. That car accident 1 year ago, the one who died that night, was Eenie Meenie. Her sister, Mimi, stole her face and was reborn as Eenie. With this, she effectively erased Mimi Meenie from existence. Your Honor, I'm sure you can now see why Mimi had to kill Dr. Gray. What do you mean? What is the meaning of this nonsense? Dr. Gray wanted to call back the spirit of a dead person. Specifically, the spirit of his nurse that died in the crash, Mimi Meenie. However, that would not have been possible, because Mimi Meenie was still in fact alive. And so, of course, instead of assuming that spirits don't exist, or that the spirit mediums are frauds, or that his nurse just didn't want to talk to him, he would naturally assume that his nurse must actually somehow secretly be alive. That's what I would assume, wouldn't you? That fact would have been discovered had the channeling been conducted. So this witness had to stop that from happening. At all costs. And that's why she had to kill Dr. Turner Gray? Is that what you're saying? Yes. Before the channeling, Dr. Gray had the misfortune of consulting this witness about communicating with the dead. And in that moment, his fate was sealed. Whoa, Miss Eenie. I mean, Miss Von Ow!
Why did you say my name just now? Looks like I've been unmasked. Witness? That's right. I admit it. My real name is Mimi Meenie. That quack doctor. He got what he deserved in the end. And I was so close to finally ditching Mimi, too. So close.
But why? Why would you go so far as to throw away yourself?
Did you miss the part where she's responsible for 14 people dying?
I'm surprised you people hadn't put her in prison yet. To become your own sister? I think I understand why. Mimi Meenie wanted her old self to disappear because of this. I mean, that? I can't. There's surely nothing else.
Take that!
That's about the malpractice incident. I mean, yes?
Dr. Gray was right. The mistake was caused by the nurse. A nurse by the name of Mimi Meenie. That's right. The person standing before us today. And a few weeks after this mishap, Mimi Meenie had a car accident in which she lost her younger sister.
The timing couldn't have been worse.
14 patients dying in that incident, and her own sister's life extinguished. It was all too much to bear. I found a way for myself to escape it all. The only way. She lost everything in the flames of that accident. Her sister, and even her own face. This was her last chance. Her chance to throw away her past and start a new life as her sister. Y'all are being really kind, because I was straight up to believing that she did it on purpose in order to switch places. Unbelievable! A plan beyond my wildest imagination! That jerk. If only he hadn't thought of that channeling mumbo-jumbo. Mumbo-jumbo? Becoming Eni has been the most horrible experience in the world. Spirit channeling? The occult? I hate it! I hate it all! If you don't even believe in it, then what? No, it's fine. I believe there are still a few unsolved riddles here, such as why did Miss Meany choose to go through with such a complicated plan? And why did Miss Morgan Fay agree to help her execute it? Regardless, I believe one thing has been made crystal clear. The innocence of the defendant, Maya Fay. This is preposterous! I'm perfect! Me! Franziska von Karma! I'm going to enjoy the news tonight, Miss von Karma. How about you? It's going to be broadcast all over the world, right? Your defeat, that is. Ow! Ah! We're just gonna do this then, are we? And one more for good measure! We have a bailiff, you know. Phoenix! Hang in there, Phoenix! Phoenix! No, play dead! If you can fake it for 3 days, she'll be found guilty. This court is a fraud! A sham! Now then, it looks like it will be some time before Mr. Wright regains consciousness. So I will go ahead and pronounce the verdict. Okay then. And he's not there, it's just Pearl as Mia. That is all. This court is adjourned. Congratulations, Maya. Oh, Maya gets to see her sister. Sis! Could you just kind of close the... Okay. It's good to see you, Maya. How are you doing? Sis! Sis! I didn't kill anyone, did I? No, you didn't. It was all just a dream. A really bad dream. You know, sis, in my dream, I smelled a really familiar scent. A familiar scent? I was inside that clothing box, right? That box. That was the box you used to store your clothes in a long time ago. Oh. There go the tears. That's right. There is still one thing I don't quite get. What's that? What would have happened if Mimi hadn't shot Dr. Gray? I mean, we broke in because we heard a gunshot. I think Mimi Meany had planned to open the door to the chamber herself. And then you and Lotta would have witnessed quite a scene. A possessed Maya Fay who had just committed a murder. She had it planned down to the smallest detail, huh? Nick! Congrats, Maya. Thanks! Looks like you bailed me out of another jam. Well, you know. But I really don't want something like this to happen ever again. I'm fine because I have you to help me out, Nick.
But every time something happens, I lose someone special to me. First my sister, and now my aunt. Hey Nick, tell me, why did my aunt do something so horrible? Why would she help Mimi with a plan like this? I just don't understand it, Nick.
Maya, it's over. Why don't we just let it be?
Nick, please, I need an answer.
The reason Morgan helped Mimi with her plan was... Pearl. Well, and herself, but...
Pearlie?
4 years from now, a new master will be born in Kurain Village. And that person will be you, Maya. But if you weren't there, then the main family's bloodline would disappear. And what would happen then?
Branch family. My aunts.
No, Morgan's spiritual power is too weak. The next person would be Pearl's.
Ah!
Everything was done for her sake. It was also that Pearls would become the next master.
Yeah, I can see that.
Did Maya say something just now? I think that she was saying, I thought so.
Baby, it's not your fault. It's not Pearl's fault. You just have a shitty aunt. I mean, I sympathize. My precious Pearl, you are the only one suitable to be the master of Kurain, dear child. I sacrificed it all for you. I helped that brainless nurse carry out her murder and cooperated with that whip-happy prosecutor. It was all to unseat that annoying, witless main family girl. That Maya Fey. But I shall be patient, my dearest Pearl. A chance will present itself. Your time will come.
Huh. Okay. I mean, Pearl might still end up being the master. I don't know that...
Oh, she's gonna come back! Yay! Awesome! I don't know that Maya even wants to be master. I mean, she went back and trained mostly so she could see her sister again, and so that she could, you know, be useful to us with our cases, and, you know, she wanted, you know, she wanted to find herself and figure out what she was gonna be. I get no impression that she, you know, specifically and especially wants to be the master. But, you know, maybe that's just me. I don't know. Maybe they can share the mastership. I mean, who says it has to be this way? If the two best candidates want to do it this way, who's going to argue with them? I don't know. Not me. So anyway, all that to say, use your words rather than commit murder to frame your niece. I honestly feel if Morgan had gone to Maya and said, doesn't this feel antiquated doing this cut off branch thing, and wouldn't it be better if we all cooperated? I think Maya would have been down for that. Especially if you've, you know, presented it as something that the Steel Samurai would be in favor of. I mean, in that case, it's a shoo-in, so what are you waiting for? So that was, what was it called? Reunion and Turnabout? That was Reunion and Turnabout. Very excited. It looks like the next case involves Franziska. I hope that doesn't mean that she gets killed or gets put on trial for murder. Although, boy, that would be interesting if she did. We would defend her. I very much doubt that she would ask us to defend her, though, so probably she's just the prosecutor. I don't know! Turnabout Big Top. Like a circus? That kind of big top? I don't know any other kind of big top. Maybe we're going to a circus. Maybe she's been traveling with a circus. Maybe that she has a side
job as a... Oh, she has a whip! Maybe she, does the whip and the chair and the tricks with the lion, but not actually whipping lions, because that would be bad. Just the audience thinks that you are. Maybe. I don't know. I'm throwing that out there. So once again, this has been Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. My name is Anna Mardal, and I'm really grateful for you watching this Let's Play. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.